Study guide number 3. I just want to do a video just because I wanted you guys to have something that you could use outside of school if you needed it, you know, since I can't be everywhere. I mean, I know I'm big enough to be everywhere, but I can't be everywhere. All right, forget it. Here we go. So this first one we're graphing. So yes, I know that you guys may want to do substitution. You may think about doing substitution, but we got to graph this one because I need to be able to check that skill as well. All right, so first line we're going to go ahead and do in blue today. It says negative 3x plus 7. So remember, 7 is our y-intercept. So we're going to start on positive 7 on the y-axis. So we're going to go ahead and make a dot there. Okay? And then our slope this time is negative 3. So we're going to go negative 3 over 1. That is our rise over run. Remember, to make any number a fraction that's not a fraction, you can put it over 1. So I got that over 1. I'm going down 3 because my rise is negative 3. So I'm going down 3 and right 1 because a positive 1 means go right. So down 3 and right 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. Now I know a lot of times we just make those two dots and we connect those dots, but because we're trying to draw two straight lines and see where they cross, let's go ahead and just do a couple more dots just because I want to have as many dots as possible so I can make this line as straight as possible. All right, so I'm just counting down 3 and over 1, over and over and over and over again. Okay, so I got all these dots now, and I got too many markers in my hand, so give me a second here. Okay, let's go ahead and make a straight line. Now, on the line, it's got to be through the center of the dots. It's got to be through all of those spots. All right, you cannot be imprecise here. You got to be right on the center of those dots, because if you want to find out where the two lines cross, you're going to have to make them exactly on those lines. Okay. All right, let's do the second one in red. Y-intercept is negative 3. So we're going to go ahead and start at negative 3, so that's down here on the y-axis. Okay, common mistake is people put it on the x-axis. It's a y-intercept, so it's got to be on the y-axis. Okay. Slope for this one is 2, so we're going to go 2 over 1. Am I in the light? Oh, you can still see that kind of. Oh, let's get away from the light. 2 over 1. That's further out of light. Okay, remember, so rise over run. Any number, make it a fraction by putting a 1 underneath it. Put it over 1. All right, rise over run is our slope. So from this dot, we're going to go up 2 and over 1, up 2 and over 1. You can already see where they cross, but let's just go ahead and finish our job here. See why we make all those extra dots? I'm crazy, not stupid. All right, so we'll put this down here. All right. Now, you can't just draw the two lines and see that they cross. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Let's see. Excuse me, no cuts. We do all these in one take. All right, so right here is where they cross. Please do not just say, oh, look, they cross. You have to tell me the coordinates where they cross. So this point is 2, 1. 2x, 1y. So that's the point where they cross. That is the solution of the system. That is the one point that makes both of those equations work. All right, so there's your graph. We'll go ahead and scroll down and get to the substitution problems on the middle of the study guide. You guys are getting used to this this format since this is your third study guide. No, that's just like this. Okay. Do I want to go all the way up? No, because then that's in the light. Let's go right there. We'll make that work. Okay. Let me get this racing going. I don't know what's brighter, the glare off my head or my shirt. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll through our substitution problems here. Remember, with substitution, we're just trying to find out what x or y equals and then take that and plug it in. All right? So, on this one, we got 5x minus 2y equals 3. It's actually better if I'm out of the screen, right? Nobody wants to see me. You just want to see the work. All right, 5x minus 2y equals 3. Y equals 2x. So we know what y equals. Y equals 2x. So we're going to take what y equals, we're going to box it up, and we're going to plug it in for y. Everything else in this line stays the same except for y. So 5x minus 2 all stays the same. The new thing is y is coming out of the game, and 2x is going in. So it's 2 times 2x equals 3. All right? So now we're just doing our work. We can do 2 times 2x, so we got 5x minus 4x equals 3. And then we can do 5x minus 4x and get 1x. And so we know x equals 3, so that's half the answer. We found out what x equals. All right, so x equals 3, that's half the answer. Remember, we're going to write our answer as a coordinate. So 3 is our x value. Now, how do we find the y? We take that x and we plug it in. Either the top equation or the bottom equation, it does not matter. Whichever one makes you happier. Obviously, well, not obviously, I'm sorry. You can probably tell that the bottom one is going to be a little more straightforward. So we're going to take this 3 and plug it in for x. So y equals 2x becomes y equals 2 times 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. So those two equations would cross at the point 3, 6. Okay? On this next one, we got y equals this. We got 2y minus 4x equals 14. Do we know what y or x equals? The answer is yes, we know what y equals. Y equals this whole mess. So if y equals that whole mess, we have to plug that whole mess in for y. So we're plugging this in. The y is coming out of there. We're plugging this in instead. Everything else in this equation stays the same. So 2, but instead of y, we're going to write this mess. So 6x plus 11. That is what y is, so we plug it in y spot. Everything else, copy it down. Negative 4x equals 14. All right, now let's solve some equations like we know how. Let's first of all, we'll go ahead and do distributive property here. Taste the rainbow. 2 times 6x is 12x. 2 times 11 is 22. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling that 22. Minus 4x equals 14. Okay. Let's do some cleanup on aisle 3 here. We got 12x minus 4x, so that's 8x. And now we got a 2-step. So let's go ahead and 2-step this up. We're going to subtract 22 from both sides because that's the one that's watching. I know I've shared some videos of me solving equations before, so if you're still struggling with the equation solving video and you want like a deeper explanation of all that, just go back in the classroom and find that. Okay, go back on the YouTube channel and find that. Okay, and then we're ready to divide. 8 times x, opposite is divide, so we get x equals -1. So we know that half of the answer is -1. A lot of students in the past have stopped here. Don't stop here. You got to keep going. And in order to keep going for this one, we got to plug this -1 back in. Now, you can do either one, but I think we can tell that if we plug -1 in for x in this problem, it's going to be a straightforward math problem, and we'll get the answer quicker. So let's go ahead and do the top one. So we have y equals 6x plus 11. Instead of x, we're going to plug in a -1 because we know x is -1. So that'll be 6 times -1 plus 11. -6 plus 11. I just did that math on a calculator. And then we get 5. So y equals 5. All right. What do I got? Oh, okay, good. All right, so there's the second substitution. And then the third substitution problem, we got y equals a mess and y equals a mess. So we're going to go ahead and take this mess and plug it in for y. So this one is -2x plus 4 equals 6x minus 20. Okay, so we got that one plugged in. Am I on screen? Am I on frame here? There you go, good enough. My shadow is in the way. Saw my shadow 6 more weeks of winter. Look at that, Alfred Hitchcock. Show your parents, they'll know what Alfred Hitchcock is. Okay, so we got letters on both sides. -2 is smaller, so let's go ahead and do the opposite and add. So we add 2x to both sides. Those go away. We got 4 equals 8x minus 20. And then we're going to go ahead and add 20 to both sides, because that's who's watching. 24 equals 8x. We'll finish the deal by dividing by 8, and we get x equals 3. All right, so half of the answer is 3. Am I on frame here? Okay. Well, like I said, one take. We don't redo these things. Okay, x equals 3. Either equation is fine. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do the bottom one because I don't like that negative number. That scares me. So I'm going to do the bottom one. So we got y equals 6x minus 20. Am I in the light? Oh, I'm good. Okay. We're going to plug in the 3. So instead of y equals 6x, we're going to y equals 6 times 3 because that's what that means. And then we're going to go ahead and do that math. We get 18 minus 20, and 18 minus 20 is -2. So those two lines would cross at 3, -2. All right. So there's a couple of examples of substitution. This is probably a level 3 for me. This is a level 4. This is a level 2. All right. Those are the levels that we would expect you to be at. All right. To finish out the study guide, there is hello, weird menu. Okay. To finish out the study guide, we do have a word problem on here. So let me go ahead and get that as far up as I can. I can't go any further. Okay, let me make sure I can get it in the frame. All right, good enough. Let me do some erasing here, and we'll talk about this word problem. So the word problem here is about a family that's trying to decide between two lawn care services, and they actually gave them names today. Yesterday we saw in class there were some really creative names like whatever it was, letter A, or kayak rental A and kayak rental B. At least we have actual names here. We've got green lawn and we've got grass team, so we've got two of them here. All right. We have two things that we're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out how many months will it be the same and what will that cost be. So X is months, because that's one of the things that they're asking me about, right? How many months? And Y is, what will the cost be? So Y is going to be cost. All right, so we have to define our variables first. We have to know what we're looking for. We're looking for months and cost. Now, how do we find it? Well, we got to write some equations. So let's write an equation for green lawn. It says green lawn charges $49 startup fee and $29 a month. $49 startup fee and $29 a month. So remember, make sure you get your slope in the slope spot. Okay? To find total cost for green lawn, so this is going to be a y equals problem, because I want to find the total cost. To find total cost for green lawn, I'm going to have to do $49 startup fee. So that's going to be just to start us up, and then we're going to add $29 for the month. All right? So $29 per month. Because the 29 can be per month, because you have the word per in there, that's our slope. It should be in the slope spot. Okay? Now, we also want to do grass team. We've got grass team has a $25 startup fee and a $37 per month. So, total cost for grass team is going to be $25 for startup and $37 per month. So those equations look very similar there. A lot of the things that we do with the real world stuff, they might look like this. So if they're giving you, especially if they're giving you startup fees and per month, it's probably going to look like that. Okay, so just kind of get your mind to be trained like that. Now to solve, we're just plugging it in. We know this is y, so we're going to plug it in for y. We get 49 plus 29x equals 25 plus 37x. And then this is a lot like number 2, or level 2, the one that we did on the right side a second ago. All right. We got letters on both sides. It looks like 29 is the smaller letter, so let's go ahead and subtract 29x's from both sides. When we do that, we get 49 equals 25 plus 8x. 37 minus 29 is 8x. Who's watching? The 25 is watching, so let's get rid of the 25. Okay. Again, this is a video. I know I'm talking fast. You're more than welcome to pause, rewind, replay. All right. I think on YouTube you can actually even slow my voice down. So if I'm talking too fast, you can just slow it down to like 0.75 and listen to me talk like this. You have that option. It's 2024. It's pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and finish this by dividing. And we get x equals 3. All right, so that's half the answer. You can plug that 3 into either equation. I'm going to do the top one because it's a smaller multiplication problem. So I'm going to do the top one. We got y equals 49 plus 29 times 3. Oh, there's a peanut gallery for my video. This is fun. Say hi to the folks at home, people.
Hi, folks at home. Bye.
There we go. Perfect. All right. 29 times 3 is a number. That's 87. And then we're going to do 49 plus 87. And 49 plus 87, do not mess up the last problem, is going to be 136. So what do those two numbers mean? Well, we know that x represents months and y represents cost. So that means at 3 months they will be the same. And that cost will be $136. And so then my job as a consumer is to decide, am I going to have lawn care services for more than 3 months or less than 3 months? All right? So there's study guide number 3. Just another way for you guys to get the help that you need. You're always more than welcome to reach out to me, email me, and let me know if you have any questions.